As many of you, I was moved what happened the last days with the murder of George Floyd. And over the past days, I also learned that I have still a lot to learn when it comes to racism. You, the community, helped me to understand this. I want to educate myself, listening to you, my black friends, and listening to everyone who speaks about their experience with racism. My background is I'm German and living with the burden what Nazi Germany did in the history. It's not my fault, but my responsibility that people don't forget, understand how we got here. We can make the difference now. We can speak up when friends make a racist joke. We can make sure to include black friends and truly integrate, and we can show where we stand. Right now, it would be trendy to create a George Floyd with black clay, but forgotten in 2 to 3 months. I will make sure to make a project like this in 2 to 3 months, fighting racism with colorful clay here on the channel.
It's time for Rainbow Six Siege! So many of you asked me to create another operator, Fuze, and creating him with his cluster charge. It's another collaboration with the GTV, so if you want to watch the German version, I make sure to link it down in the description. The operator which was asked for the most is this guy, it's Fuze! And let's start creating him with a lot of green and greenish colors. We take some ochre and sand color and brown and we mix it to get this color, and later we try to bring in a camouflage pattern on this. But let's just get started and let's see how far we get without painting, just with clay. This is his suit. It's quite white, probably to prevent any damage from explosions and bullets, I don't know. Maybe it's also just a typical military jumpsuit, or it's fashion, I don't know. On the Ubisoft website you can get some background information on this guy and even on all the operators. I thought it would be quite interesting to have a look at this in a minute, what they say about Fuze. So, let's talk about the creation. I try to bring in many dents and folds. When you have a look on your clothes, your fabric, you see that it's never even, that you have a lot of tiny dents in it when you look down on you. Well, and clay is a beautiful material to create this. Now that we created the armature, we take a wooden plank and we try to fix our creation right onto this wooden piece. This is our stand for our operator. I'm using some tiny screws, and the great thing is that from now on we don't have to touch our creation too much, so I am not afraid to destroy any tiny details. Now we can focus more on these tiny dents and folds and not destroy them by touching the creation too much with the hands. So if you're struggling with this would be a great idea. Well, the torso is the most difficult part of this creation. We have a lot of pockets included. We have a lot of details on the suit itself. All these green stripes. I thought it would be great to start with the first layer with this ochre, then bringing in these green stripes, and now this dark green will be the very first layer for the bulletproof vest he is wearing. Now some further pockets. And maybe it's nice to have a look at the Ubisoft website. I'm quite curious what it says about Fuze. Let's have a look. Real name. Are you ready? His real name is Shurat Kasibayev. I'm not sure if it's pronounced the right way, probably not. His birthday is on October the 12th, age 34. He's from Uzbekistan. Chaos is only an enemy if you're unable to adapt. This is his quote. Growing up in a military family in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, Shurat immigrated to Russia shortly before the fall of the Soviet Union. From an early age, he displayed an aptitude for science, his interest, and so on and so on. And you can even read the psychological report about this guy. This is what I love about game creators, when they spend so much attention to detail that they even come up with a psychological report and the date of birth. It's crazy. I love that. I think the technical term is lore. Is that right? So, what else information do we got here? The equipment, smoke grenades, cluster charge, of course, we will create that. Fuze is best played as an aggressive flanker and area denial operator. His strength allow him to dispatch defensive capabilities and harass enemies. Okay, and so on and so on. And well, he can destroy any soft breach surface with the explosive cluster grenades, and we will create that with clay, of course. We are doing this because, and there are so many memes out there, he's trying to rescue a hostage, and people are of course failing in doing so, the poor guy. Yeah, this was also the point where I thought about cancelling this video due to the current situation. But, well, I thought I want to keep this. I worked on this project. I want to show you this project. And instead doing the statement at the beginning of the video against racism. I told you I want to listen more, so please let me know if you think if I should have skipped or postponed this creation. We are creating his shield. It's the ballistic shield with some damages. He tried to catch some bullets with that. And on this ballistic shield we have this beautiful window. Now let's take some toilet paper, because we have plenty of this right now. This toilet paper roll can be used as a stand for our ballistic shield, that it gets a little bit curved. Don't worry, I will use the toilet paper, so no toilet paper was wasted during this video. Normally I'm using it to clean my hands. Guys, this is his weapon, the AK-12. Is that true? I'm not really sure. Well, the magazine is missing, but I thought we put it on his back anyway. And this is the cluster charge we are creating. We are working on another plate. And we will add some beautiful tiny details to that. It looks beautiful with these 4 corners. And we have a lot of screws, that this thing doesn't fall apart right away during battle. That would be a pity. I try to be as accurate as possible, that I don't forget any important details, like the batteries. For example, 12-volt battery. That this thing is able to explode. This is the fuse, of course, and we are ready to go into the oven. Freshly baked fuse! And now we are creating the head. Of course, it is covered by a huge helmet. This is the green ball we are creating right now. We are cutting it open right at the half. And now we have some space for his face. Skin color can't be seen because he is also wearing these glasses, quite huge glasses, to be protected when there are some explosions during battle. And this is the bracket for his GoPro. Is it some kind of a mount? What is he wearing? Is this really a GoPro? Is it a camera? I'm not sure. Well, let me have a look on the page from Ubisoft. Okay, I don't see anything. But maybe it makes sense that it is a body cam he is wearing. That he can watch the operations afterwards. So his sunglasses are quite huge. It's quite fashionable. And we put it into the helmet. We are adding this beautiful outline. And after oven hardening, we will add some transparent polish to the inside part of the glasses. Now some holes with a needle, and we are working on the GoPro. Put this aside, and we start working on the next guy. This is the hostage from Rainbow Six Siege, the poor guy, which is next door. And we take some gray clay. We are making some more dirty clay, some dark gray. And he's wearing some really white clothing. I'm not sure why, but it just looks somehow poor. And with some ochre and black, we make this quite dirty. This is his shirt, so make sure not to mix it too much, that still some kind of a pattern can be seen. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now maybe some more buttons we can add. The color we have just finished, and now we take a lot of black and a little bit of ochre for his jacket. It's probably a leather jacket, and he is not wearing it properly. In Germany we would say he's wearing the jacket on 7:30. Translated, it means something like, well, he's not properly wearing it. And he is in this praying position. Well, he's not really praying, well, maybe, but his hands are sticked together. He should look pitiful, but still confident that someone is coming and rescuing him. We are now working on his hands, which are tied together. We will add a rope after oven hardening. Now his thumbs, we must not forget his thumbs, although he is not using them. And now the head. The head of the hostage. And I decided to, well, I just created Fuze with so much details. I thought with the hostage we could make it way more easy. Not adding too much details. He has no mouth because there is a cover on top. The eyes and the iris will be painted after oven hardening, but the nose holes are quite important because otherwise he can't breathe. His eyebrows with wrinkles on his forehead, and that's it for the head. Maybe the ears, because he has to at least hear what's on the other side of the wall if someone is installing a cluster charge, so he can escape in the last minute. Now these holes will be for the hostage. As we used aluminum wire for the armature, we can fix it with the screws quite easy. And just fix the hostage on the plate. Okay, all is left is the wall, which we have to create. I'm really looking forward to create this situation. And his socks are missing. At first I thought it would be funny to create him bare feet without any socks, but we should give him this grade of comfort. Freshly baked! And create him with socks. And now we are installing the GoPro on the mount. This is some transparent polish for the sunglasses. I already mentioned that. And now we are doing some preparations for the wall with some very tiny tools. This is the material I'm using for the wall itself. It's a very thin piece of compressed wood, and it works. Now let's try out how it works for the camouflage pattern, the military pattern. I think it looks nice. I tried to blur the first layer and add some more darker green dots on top, and I really like the effect also on the mask, so I'm quite happy with that. The shoes should be shining because Fuze cleaned them right before the battle. And now we are painting the head of the hostage, some hair and also the iris. Maybe we can add some more hair, but not too much because it's a poor and pitiful hostage. And now let's take the hot glue gun to fix the wall right between both of them. Well, in real life, both of them are friends, but they are just performing for this situation. And we should add a baseboard. There's always some time for a beautiful baseboard. Okay, now the last working step. We need some more color and water, a lot of color, and a little bit of brown acrylic paint. Don't worry, I won't use this cup for drinking anymore. And it's a quite dirty water we are using for the floor. It highlights this wooden pattern. It looks quite beautiful, and it also stresses this dirty environment in Rainbow Six Siege. So we are allowed to create a dirty environment for Rainbow Six Siege. Now let's take some black acrylic paint to get a nice finish for the stand, that it really looks like an artwork. So it shouldn't be too clean. It can be rough and dirty. And now I'm happy to place this beautiful accessoires. The ballistic shield with the window. And this should work. Maybe we can even damage this a little bit. One of the bullets hits right into the window. And I'm gluing it in position with a super glue. And placing it under his left hand. Because Fuze is a real poser. And now we are placing the cluster charge on the wall. Oh man, this poor hostage. The Fuze itself. And the weapon on his back, because he's not using it right now. And the duct tape is important for the hostage, like the one in the game, for the hands and the mouth. And he's not able to scream, otherwise he would scream. Guys, I guess that's it! Fuze rescuing a hostage from Rainbow Six Siege.
Thanks for watching the video. I hope you also watched and listened to my intro in today's video. I want to listen more. Please comment, please let me know, please interact. Let's make this community, let's make YouTube a better place for understanding other cultures. Have a great weekend. Guys, take care. I love you all. See you next week. Bye. I want to rescue a hostage. I'm just pulling out this tiny thing here.